Alright, so I'm guessing you guys are on this video because you've seen my first part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So if you guys are watching this, you're probably wondering about the part 2. So obviously I made it to the second round, and what happened was I wasn't even sure on how fast or how quick the manager was going to call. So I had to ask one of the girls who was there. I'm like, oh, did she say anything about like when she's gonna call back? Because my friend who applied at a different city said that they're calling at the end of the month. So mine took place on, I think, October 8th. No, October 18th. So I wasn't sure how fast they were gonna call. I wasn't expecting a call or anything. So the next day they called and they asked me if I was available for a second interview, and obviously I am on that shit. I need a job, bitches be broke. So so I was like, yeah, for sure. And they're like, okay, how about tomorrow? I was like, oh wow. So basically the first hiring party event was on Sunday. Monday they called me, and then the next day, which is Tuesday, was when it was my second trial shift. So I think in other countries they call it culture hour. So I don't know if it literally takes an hour, but mine was called a trial shift, and I was honestly scared. I was thinking, oh shit, trial shift, like, are they gonna put me out on the floor talking to people? So literally that night I was studying about Lush bath bombs. I was studying about the bubble bars, the shower jellies, the whole thing. I went on the sites, studied it. I have their catalog book, I studied that. Even like Turkey, if you guys don't know, if you guys don't watch my vlogs, Turkey is kind of, as you can see, my boyfriend. So Turkey was like, oh, like, why are you studying so much? You're being such a nerd. So I was like, no, like, I have to study. So man, I was on that shit. I was like staying up till 3 a.m. I was so excited. Maybe it's just me who does this, but I tend to like study a lot if I know an interview's coming. So on the next day, I arrived probably like 15 minutes early, and I think that's what people like. Maybe not, but I remember at Yogurt's, even though I was the manager, I wasn't in charge of interviewing people. It was mainly the store owner, and she said the whole 15-minute thing really does make a difference. It shows that you're committed, you're punctual. So try to arrive like 5 to 10 minutes at least, but I arrived 15. And what I did was I got to the store, and then I told them if it's okay for me to browse around just to see where things are. They're like, yeah, sure. So I basically looked around, and as I was looking around, I kind of paid attention to how the workers that were there that day talked to their customers, just so I can get a glimpse of how they are. And I'm not saying go up to them and watch them do it, because that's kind of ako taco, but just, play it cool, like how I did in the previous video. Go to little sections, smell, but really you're listening, be a lurk. So that's what I did, and I noticed that they would always greet them, which is something that's self-explanatory, but also asking them what they like, what their routine is like, and showing them what products could help them. And then they also tried to link sale. So they tried to say, oh, you like this one? Well, there's this other one that pairs up with it that goes very well. So I noticed that. And it was funny because the manager was busy doing a demo on somebody, so I was kind of watching her do that a little bit. And then one of the workers came up to me and they're like, oh, can I help you with something? And I was like, sure, why not? Take this opportunity as like a demo. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I was just thinking about like fresh face masks. I was wondering like what's good for my skin. So she asked me what kind I liked and then what kind of skin I'm in, and I'm like a combo oily. So she brought me to the Dark Angels face mask, which is like a charcoal mask. And then she was like, would you like me to give you a sample of it or a demo sample of it? I was like, sure. So I was hoping, she would do a little sample on my hand, but she literally came out with a little tin with a bit of the Dark Angels in it. And I was like, what? Free shit. And I'm like, okay, why not? So I was really happy about that. I'm like, oh my god, you didn't have to. So this taught me that I guess they give samples out to people, which is one of the things that I don't like about Yogurt's, because girls be asking or boys be asking sample cups please and never say thank you. But this one was different. They were like communicating with them, so I like that. So I got the little sample, and then as I was walking around, I was just looking at bath bombs, and then the same girl was following me. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it just kind of showed me how they're like. So when I was looking at the bath bombs, I guess there was this tub of water. So let's pretend this is like a tub of water with some bath stuff in there. And she's like, oh, are you looking for like any bath bombs today? I was like, oh no, just like, browsing. And she's like, oh, okay, well, this water here has Lord of Misrule and it's very good for cleansing the skin. And even though in a customer standpoint, I would be like, oh my gosh, like, why is she doing this? But I can see why. Like, it's her job, right? Like, she's trying to link sell, like, something else. So that was nice. So, sorry that I'm blabbing again. On to the interview. So, when we got to the interview part, the manager she basically asked me, like, we're gonna go to the shower gel section and she's gonna do a trial demo on me of how she would sell to the customers. So I was like, oh, okay. So we basically played like a role play, and then she brought me to the shower gel and asked me what's my shower routine. I told her it was basically, very quick. I just want to get in, get out. I don't have time to put any body lotion. So she helped me out with that. And then she said, what kind of scents do I like? So I was like, oh, okay, well, I like sweet scents. Like, I'm not very much of a floral person, but sweet scents are my thing. So she recommended me like 3 different bottles. So she recommended me, I think it was the Comforter, the Snow Fairy, and I think it was Happy Hippie. So then later she asked me to smell all of them, and then I chose the Comforter. It was like a black currant scent. And then she asked me if I exfoliate. I was like, oh no. So she said, since you like sweet scent stuff, we have a limited edition of an exfoliator bar body scrub, and it's the peppermint bark. So she asked me to smell that, and I liked it. So she put that in the section of where she's gonna demo to me. And then she asked me if I wanted to, if I ever like use any body lotions. I was like, rarely. So she offered to me, I think it was Rouge Argan body conditioner. Yeah. So she put that on the side too. So then when she did the demo, she did her thing. She basically used the Comforter first, basically wet my hands, did the Comforter, rinsed it off, exfoliated with the peppermint bark, rinsed that off, and then later she used the Rouge Argan body conditioner and put that on. And each time she went through each product demo, she asked me to feel my hands to see how it felt. She also asked me how my day was going. It just felt really nice. She then asked me how did I like her demo, and I just told her how it's very natural. It didn't sound like she was trying to sell me anything, and she was very friendly about it. It was kind of like basically a friend having a conversation with you. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is when you talk to your customers and doing these demos, just try not to make it seem like you're trying to get them to buy every little thing, but just basically recommending them, asking them that this will do well for your skin, talk about the benefits. If you want to go up the bar, talk about the ingredients. So after she was done with that, it was hilarious because each time she did a demo on me, she's like, how do you like that? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. She's like, okay, I'm gonna put it in your shopping cart, I'm gonna put it in your goodie bag. I was like, oh my gosh, you gonna give it to me for free? I was all freaking out, and so I'm like, oh my god, you don't have to. And at the end, she's like, how was that? And in my head, I was thinking, how was that? Oh shit, we were just acting. I guess I ain't getting free shit. I'm not saying I'm not into this job because I want free stuff, but okay, anyways. It just would have been nice. Who doesn't like free stuff? But after that, she's like, okay, you're gonna do the same to me. So I did the exact same thing, but I played around with my own personality. I would say things like, oh, by the way, like, even though we're using this exfoliator on you, on your hands, you can actually use this to buff out any imperfections or bumps around your skin to reduce it. Or you can use, again, with the ocean salt from part 1, you can use it to scrub around the cuticles to get rid of the dead skin cells, or even buff around the hard parts over here whenever you're working out or working hard on your hands. Make sure that you smooth out every little crevice. I even tried to smooth out in between here, which is something that people tend to forget. So I talked about the ingredients if I could. I talked about the benefits of it. I would tell her to smell it each time I'm done with a certain product. And then what else did I do? I kept eye contact with her, even though I could tell she was wandering off somewhere else because she is the manager of the store looking out for other things. I still kept in contact with her. So even if in the future, if the customer seems disinterested, as long as you fake it, you make it. So just look at them and talk to them and tell them, oh, this is something that I really like, because if you really truly do like it and like the scent, sell it. So after that was done, I would say things like, oh, so how's your day going? Like in the beginning, I would ask that. So after that was done, she basically critiqued on what I could have fixed. So she just said, mainly ask them on how they're doing. Like, even though I asked how are you, can I help you with anything, that doesn't cut it. Always make conversation like, oh, how's your day going? Oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Is there anything else that I can help you with? So it's always about them. So that was one thing that I lacked. So make sure if you do a trial shift on the manager, make sure you talk to them and ask them how they like it. Don't tell them why you like it. Make sure you kind of get a glimpse of what they think. The thing that she liked what I did was I kept it natural. I didn't make it seem like there was any dead, what is that? How do I call that? Any dead sound within the conversation. There was never a part where I kept the conversation just quiet and going, okay, anyways. Try to avoid saying or anything like that, or stuttering, because if you're nervous about it, the customers can sense it. So that's another thing. After that was done, she brought me out for a one-on-one interview. She asked why I want to work at Lush, and I basically told her the same thing, saying how I just love the positivity that they're bringing out to people, and I want to do that as well. And considering that they're so dedicated in their product and they love what they're doing, I honestly, when I was with Yoga Days, I loved it. Like, I loved teaching people about things, even though there's not much to teach about, all self-serve, but I loved helping people, and that's what I tend to do. And she asked what are some work ethics that I could bring from my previous job to this one, and I told her how I love basically being a team player who work independently, and I want to know about other people's stories. So it's kind of like everybody has different backgrounds to things, so that's the same with skin. You kind of want to figure out how they are, what kind of a person they are. So that's what I told her. And then she asked what's an example of a positive resolution that you could bring to Lush. So I talked to her about workplace bullying, because unfortunately at my old job we had that problem, and how I did to resolve it was I told because at that time I wasn't manager. At that time I told her to tell the manager of the store, so the manager of the store could tell the store owner, and then eventually it got resolved, as in, if it couldn't be helped, then we'll avoid putting the two working together, or if anything else, we'll make sure that we talk to the girl about it and tell her that it's not acceptable and that we're there to work as a team. So that's basically how we fixed that. And then lastly, I think she asked, what else did she ask? I think that's about it. So yeah, she just asked what could I bring to the store, why do I want to work there, and what's an example of a workplace resolution. So mine was pretty easy, because I'm from other people's perspective. I think they had to go to customers directly, whereas I just had to demo to the managers. So hopefully this helped you guys a little bit. Basically it's the same thing as part one, but don't ever be nervous. I'd say do research a bit on the bath bombs and a bit of the bubble bars and things like that. You don't have to do what I did and study every little bar, but maybe just study on what each of them does. So the difference between like a shower jelly versus a shower conditioner. So yep, that's about it, and I'm excited to do more videos about Lush, whether it be like a haul or what else is there? Yeah, a haul, because I think I've seen some people do hauls before, so I'm excited about that. And also during this interview, she was so nice to give me like sample cup sizes of like the comforter, the conditioner. Yeah, it was good. Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys, and if you guys have any questions about your interview stuff, please comment down below. I'm happy to answer, because that's what I love doing. And hopefully you guys have a great luck with Lush's interview, and I hope to see a video from you guys as well, because I love watching these videos and helping each other out. Thanks guys, have a good night.